Heart Medicine Sangha. Yay! We're back. I feel like it's been like 5 years since I've been on. We only missed 1 week. We were away on a retreat, and it's beautiful to see some of those amazing guests joining us tonight for our class. And wow, just really want to welcome everybody. Also, we want to give thanks to our beautiful Baba Diva, as always, organizing our lovely class and keeping everything going as always. And just really want to welcome all of you who are new to our class. This is our opportunity every Tuesday where we go live. Not only do we go live on our class, but also often we're live streaming on YouTube, where we do the heart practices of metta, compassion, equanimity, and joy. When you do these practices, you are truly giving yourself medicine for your heart. You are really creating an inner refuge for your mind, your body, your heart, your spirit. These practices are so important right now. I can't really underestimate what a refuge they are during a time like this where we are, I know I say it all the time, we're in a tsunami of greed, hatred, and delusion. But maybe the tsunami's always been there, but not like it is now. So this is our chance to really gather. We really practice together. We align, reminding ourselves that there's power when we come together, even virtually. We create an intention, we create a motivation, we practice together, and we feel better. It is our medicine. Right now, meditation and the Dharma and all of these practices of the 4 Brahma Viharas are really, really essential practices always. So on my altar tonight, of course, I have Mother Harriet Tubman, my guiding light. And of course, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Krishnus, and Jesus de Cristo. So we are in a supercharged field, and also the Buddha of Compassion. I have my crystals. So when we're doing the practices, I imagine that this energy is going out to the entire universe and all the universes and beyond. And most importantly, we work with ourselves tonight. Okay, so before we dive in, I would love, as we welcome all of you who are logging in, maybe if you feel it, like it, put your city, put your state, where are you logging in? Of course, Baba and I are live from Atlanta, Georgia. We're representing the South tonight, but I know so many of you are logging in from different parts of California and beyond. So I see Downey, I see Connecticut, San Francisco, Berkeley, Grass Valley. Hello, Deborah. And then we have Santa Rosa, Ontario, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, Petaluma, Missouri, Sedona, Washington. I love it. We're sort of like this community that is in different places, but trust me, when we're all together. So welcome, everybody. And I want to say a couple of things about the practice, as I have really been practicing so much. I can't tell you what a beautiful retreat we just had. And I felt like my metta practice exploded to another level. And just know that these practices are called the immeasurables. They're beyond, even when we reach one level, there's 20 other levels beyond that. The heart has no end. The capacity just goes out. It's an immeasurable force. That means incalculable, like the universe. The light of these practices are really, really beyond. We just keep growing into them. So I want to remind you all that I like for us during this class to really focus on ourselves, reminding yourself that we are the ecosystem. We are interconnected. As we heal ourselves, we heal the whole. As we open our hearts, we're tapping into the collective. And I like when this happens in my retreats and even in classes, we activate that collective goodness, that collective care. And so we do that even virtually. And as we call in all of our angels and Tara and the Buddha of compassion, know that when you're practicing, you're anchoring yourself in these heart practices, this heart wisdom. And it has its own medicine, I'll tell you that. It has its own language, the language of the heart. It's beyond the mind. So as we do these practices, we are shifting our energy into a higher octave. We are shifting our energy into the frequency of what we would call the enlightened awareness, right? The mind, when it's resting in these practices, is truly resting in a heavenly abode. Okay, so just know that, and know that you are a part of that. So your work is part of that. So we welcome you, and loving yourself is the answer to many of our questions in life. It's like, can I love this moment? You know, everything at the end of the day, you'll start to see that it comes back to that. Can I radically love and accept this, even if it's heartbreak or pain or something I don't want? When we just keep opening and opening, we start to see the deeper truths of life. Don't underestimate the power of your own heart. So as we begin to practice together, I'm going to ask you to hold this visualization of yourself. This is a really interesting part of metta practice. It's a concentration practice. Okay, it involves us holding this image of ourselves. Okay, as we imagine, you're either looking in a mirror, or if you have a image that comes to you at any age, any time, any place, you can hold that image. But the idea is you concentrate, and as you see yourself, you offer the phrases over and over. So Bava just put them in the chat window. So we always say, may I be happy and peaceful, right? We're wishing ourselves, may I be happy and peaceful. So when you see yourself, you're seeing yourself through the eyes of the beloved, like your precious being, through the eyes of Kuan Yin, how Kuan Yin would see you, the great mother. And as you see yourself that way, you just offer, may I be happy and peaceful. The second phrase, may I be safe and protected. Okay, third phrase, may I be healthy and strong. Now, this is really important when we say that one, to send this energy to your body, right? So each phrase has its own energy. And the fourth phrase is, may I live with ease and joy and well-being with whatever is happening, you know, in our life situation. Our life situation is the current reality, but knowing that that is constantly being adapted, that is constantly in transformation, right? So whatever the life situation is in this moment, we hold that. So we say those four phrases over and over. So let your practice be very much like a waterfall effect, right? We hold the image. It's helpful to put your hand on your heart if you like, or to touch your hand or put your left hand in your right hand. I like to do those touch practices because sometimes it can feel dry in the mind or mechanical. But remembering there's an alive body right here. There's an aliveness, and it's being impacted in a positive way by every word you intentionally direct. Right? We are intentionally cultivating love and friendliness toward ourselves. And even if you don't feel it, trust that every word, every phrase is like a seed in the ground, right? You're just planting a seed. You hold the image of yourself, you plant the seed, phrase after phrase. So I'll guide us at the beginning with a body scan. I like to have us settle deep into the body and then keep your attention a bit centered in your body. Keep a part of your awareness constantly scanning your body and relaxing your body and settling over and over. We soften and then we allow the metta to go deeper as energy. Okay, so we keep letting our guard down, we keep unclenching, we keep softening with each phrase. So don't lose touch with your heart and your belly and a sense of feeling your body. I will remind you about that as we go along, okay? So everybody get in the position where you can hold it for about 35 minutes here. And we will begin with settling, okay? So as you begin to settle into your body, take a big breath in and a big breath out. And we want to just kind of, with a loving awareness, we want to settle into our body. So imagine you are entering through the crown of your head. So we're going to start the body-based scan there. So feeling your head and the top of your head and your face. And as you exhale, soften any place in the head, the face, the neck. And you might need to move your body around a little bit, shifting your shoulders or even moving your head left to right. And we want to settle. We want to feel like we're arriving and settling into our practice session. So as you relax your shoulders, relax your arms and your hands, and let yourself really feel the hands. How are they placed? And allow them to let go of anything being held in the hands. Just gentle, open. And then bring your awareness into the chest area around your heart. And just imagine that the heart is taking some deep inhales right through the heart chakra, right through the center. And as you breathe in peace on the inhale. And then breathe out peace and let your body begin to regulate with loving awareness. And this happens anytime we become present in our body. It's a form of loving kindness. So let your awareness be soft. The practice takes a kind of softness and a care. So now bring your awareness deep into your belly, underneath your belly button. See if you can breathe in and out the word peace on the inhale. And we want to breathe peace on the exhale and allow your whole belly to soften. Allow your spine to soften as you breathe in and out of the belly, releasing anything that's being clenched or held. Let your body be very spacious. Let your belly just completely relax. On each exhale, let go. And feeling your back body along the spine, and see if you can elevate the heart a little bit so our chest is moving upward toward the sky, but we're grounded in our lower body. So feel the contact of your lower body. making contact with the cushion or the chair or wherever you're sitting. Just feel the weight and let go. Let the body hold it, the hips and the sitting bones. Breathing in peace and letting your exhale just let go of anything being held as we soften deeper and deeper into presence. Feel your legs now, your upper legs, and as you sweep your awareness through the legs, feel your knees now. And feel your lower legs, your calves, and then your ankles. And then feeling your feet. See if you can feel the bottom, even if they're folded. In whatever position, see if you can feel the bottom of your feet and then the top of your feet. And keep softening in the belly with each in-breath. Breathing in this loving awareness. And feeling in the whole body now, from the top of the head to the bottom of your feet. Just arriving and settling into the field of loving kindness and the field of friendliness. And it's friendliness toward yourself. So as you begin to visualize yourself at this moment or at any age, even as a child, a baby, it can be helpful to say your name, or if you have a nickname that you love. And as we hold the image, we begin with the phrases of may I be happy and peaceful. Or you could say to the image of yourself, may you, dear one or beloved, be happy and peaceful. Say it in a way that helps you connect the energy with the words. This is friendliness. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. And just keep softening in the belly and the chest with each phrase. Take your time. See yourself through the eyes of the mother, the eyes of Kuan Yin, compassion, the Buddha of compassion. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. And may I live with ease and joy and well-being. And so keep the phrases going on your own for a bit here. Come back to the body. See yourself. When the mind wanders, just come back and begin with the next phrase. Each phrase is a sacred gift, a seed of love to yourself. Softening. Keep softening with each breath. It's just friendliness, kindness. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. Keep holding the image of yourself. Keep softening the body. Come back over and over. Each phrase is a gift of care. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. See yourself through the eyes of the Great Mother, the preciousness, Try to keep the phrases going one after the other. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. Staying connected to the phrases and the visual as best you can. See yourself even as a small child. The light is so there. Whichever image you hold, let it be a way to connect the phrases in a deeper, more embodied way. Keep softening in your hands. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in this body. May I live with ease and joy and well-being. Softening in the shoulders and in the back body. Keep softening with each inhale and exhale. You could even use the phrase, may my heart be happy and peaceful. May my heart be safe and protected. May my heart be healthy and strong. May my heart live with ease and joy and well-being. Each phrase is a gift. And may I be happy and peaceful. Really seeing yourself here through the eyes of kindness, friendliness, seeing your good heart. And for the last few moments of our practice, I want you to bring your awareness right to the heart center. Really focused on this part of your body as we maybe even put our hands on our heart and we offer again, may this heart be happy and peaceful. And see if you can just breathe that in and out through the heart center. May my heart be happy and peaceful. May my heart be safe and protected. May my heart be healthy and strong in this body. May my heart live with ease and joy and well-being. And as you breathe in through the heart, imagine that is what is being breathed out as this golden light, as if the sun is sitting in your heart center. Golden light shining out in every direction, including all the people in our class, online, and in your life, your friends and family, neighbors and beloveds, your communities. So we offer this light. May our families and communities be happy and peaceful. And try to see them in your imagination, bring them here. May all of these beings, children and grandparents and friends, teachers, guides, pets, may our beautiful communities be safe and protected. Let us expand out farther from our cities, encompassing all the states and the countries, North America, South America, Canada, Europe, Africa, Asia, all over the world. May all beings everywhere be healthy and strong. And as we breathe that light in and out, we just include more and more beings, the animals, the unseen world, the ancestors, the devas, the universe itself. May the universe live with ease and joy and well-being. And our hearts merge with the great heart of the awakened ones and the ancestors, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, the great heart of the universe. May we breathe that into our being, unifying, aligning our heart with the heart of true wisdom and great compassion. The heart of awakening, we call that in with Tara. As we breathe it in and we breathe it out. Kuan Yin, Krishna. And close out our practice with a bow. So bringing your hands to the prayer position at the heart, and we just offer a bow to ourselves, our practice. So all those who have walked the path of the compassion and wisdom, trails of love and care for all beings, we bow to those, the good hearts everywhere. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you move your body. Wow, that was a good one. That was a longer one. I could have sat here for the next hour. I had to like come back into your teaching right now. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for that. And I hope that you're able to connect at any moment during the practice with one of those phrases where you genuinely feel it. That's the idea, that somehow one of those, man, be happy as you see yourself and it lands. And we start to see ourselves and we start to cherish our goodness and cherish ourselves in a healthy, beautiful way. This is not a narcissistic path. This is the path of understanding our true nature and creating that refuge for yourself, right? A place within where you want to be, right? We want to be embodied when our minds are filled with compassion. We don't mind being present, you know? It's when everything else is there that we tend to want to run away. So don't underestimate that one moment where a phrase lands, or that one moment where you feel the tenderness of almost like you're seeing yourself as your child, right? This is all very important. I want to read something to you, and also just encourage you, if you need to move your posture or get some tea, if you need to stretch your back a little bit or grab whatever you need, as we are going to be offering some reflections tonight from the Metta Sutta, which is the Buddha's words on loving kindness and the practice. He says in this beautiful sutta, he says, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will. So that's just one of the paragraphs in it. But I wanted to really touch in with this boundlessness, because we can really access that at moments in our practice, everyone, where we feel that the heart takes on a life of its own. And I always feel like our hearts long to be free. Oh my God. People die of brokenheartedness. That's a fatal condition, right? Where we can't feel anymore. We can't feel that presence of metta and compassion. And the state of mind when we're resting in metta, when we feel the love for the world, it really is a feeling that none of us are that familiar with, which is kind of sad. When I would do metta retreats, when I remember teaching at Spirit Rock a lot and on my other retreats, that feeling is so rare for a lot of us, where we feel this boundlessness. But through this practice, we begin to cultivate it, because it can't be found outside. That's the key. It's almost like all of that immeasurable profundity is in our own bodies. This is it. We're with these practices, we're like almost like we're turning on this light. But the light has always been there. It's not something you need to go get. Here's the good news, everybody. You are metta. You are compassion. You are equanimity. You are joy. It's just obscured, right? It's like those are what we're remembering is this true nature, our goodness, our light, and also remembering the feeling of it. So it's almost like we have to inhabit love again. Like, what is this? How does this happen? What is this feeling? And then it needs to actually go through a kind of purification, because we're so habitually used to love being so associated with hatred, grasping, and clinging, that sometimes we don't know what real unconditional love is like. We never experience that. sometimes in our families, or worse, we experience the opposite. Most of us are recovering from what we were exposed to, what we were programmed in, or expressions of love that were so unhealthy and so, basically tinged with anger and hatred, right? Very conditional. I love you if you do this. I love you if you do that. But it's important to understand that the quality of metta seeks nothing. It is inherently a liberated state when we're truly in metta, because we're offering, we're receiving, we're giving, but we're not grasping, we're not holding. And this is what's so important for you all when you're doing metta practice, is to keep softening your body. Because you'll notice when you're practicing, a tension, a kind of grasping feeling might arise in your neck or in your hands, or you might not even know you're holding your breath, or you're tightening up your whole system, right? We're like braced against that feeling of love and softness. Or what it does is it shows us where even on a physical, somatic level, we're bracing against it. Our bodies are actually formed in a way that we brace against these emotions, these sensations. We don't trust them even always, right? So we are learning through this practice how to abide, it almost reminds me of like scuba divers. I once trained in scuba diving when I was really younger, living in Oakland at the time. And I'll tell you a story. My sister and I wanted to go scuba diving. And so we set about going to this training. We were at a college, Laney College in Oakland, and they had a scuba class, and we would go to this pool, and then we would put on all the gear, and we would practice in the water, under the water in the swimming pool. And I remember that we were preparing to go into the San Francisco Bay, right? That was like our final was going to be like, so we spent 10 weeks kind of in the pool and doing all these flips and practicing with the tank on and the tank off and trading the air back and forth and acclimatizing ourselves, right? Acclimatizing ourselves. And if the scuba divers, when they're going deep in the water, if they don't stop every maybe 8 feet or so, they have to like breathe, acclimatize, and reset their body before they keep going down and down. If they were just to float all the way down, they could actually harm themselves, their bodies, their lungs, their ears, right? There's a kind of settling in and then acclimatizing. And I always feel like metta is that we're acclimatizing toward the energy of love, and it's not always familiar. Bob and I were talking earlier about this openness that comes from the retreat, that we leave the retreat and we're like, there's a feeling of this like rawness, and we don't always know how to live in that rawness yet, and we feel vulnerable, right? We feel so vulnerable, we feel naked. Right? And that feeling, initially, we might misunderstand that as being vulnerable. We recognize our vulnerability, but actually we're stronger when we are resting in the heart. We're actually way more powerful. We're much more aligned. We're just not used to it. We're always resting where? With the ego mind, right? And so when you're resting in this other frequency, it's a purification. It's a training on how to be present in the world without this insatiate trying to grasp, get, and control life. When we're settled back in loving awareness, we are accepting what the moment brings. We might not know how things are going to work out, but we trust love. Right? We don't understand how this is all going to get figured out. Like maybe your life situation is really a mess right now, or there's just things you can't see into the future. But that's why love gives us this tremendous faith, because we settle back in loving awareness and we trust the heart's capacity to meet whatever arises. And that's a very strong position. When you're okay with meeting the moment, that's when you become truly strong and courageous, right? Because no matter what happens, you think, I'll meet this pain, I'll meet this moment. If something arises, my heart will meet it. And that is a kind of resiliency that we need right now. Because what could happen is on the external level, many things could be getting, as we've talked about, chaotic. We'll just use that word. And then there's a constant inner clarity that we have to rest in. That if I don't remember that I'm a loving awareness is my home, then I get pulled into fear. And so many of us, we're battling love over fear right now, right? The ego mind is just, everything's so uncertain on certain levels, but that uncertainty. So I just wanted to say that we are learning how to rest in true loving awareness. And I too, everybody, I feel like I'm a kindergartner in this, because as I keep scuba diving, I look down and there's like a million more miles to go. I'm somewhere just learning at the top, like floating down, but I see sometimes the vastness of the depths of this heart. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm just, I'm 2 inches into a 1,000-foot drop, down into the true power of what is called the immeasurable. And so I want to just remind you all of that. And I want to read a little bit more from the Metta Sutra. The Buddha writes, "This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful. Not proud and demanding in nature, let them not do the slightest things that the wise would later reprove. Wishing every moment in gladness and safety, may all beings be at peace. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease." And he goes on to just keep describing in this great sutta, the Metta Sutta, which is chanted in temples in Asia, and Pali and Sanskrit. It's a beautiful sutra about how when we rest ourselves in that mind state of may all beings be happy, what a gift, right? What a gift to actually say that and then to feel it, right? We ourselves rest in that state because we are part of that. And that's a powerful step in our practice. So I say this, everybody, because as we move into this period of time, as we continue to grow, there feels like this acceleration of the heart. At the same time, there's a collapse, the light shines through, right? And I was remembered, I thought a lot about Thich Nhat Hanh over the last few days, the great Vietnamese poet, Zen master, activist. He was nominated by Martin Luther King for a Nobel Peace Prize he was kicked out of his home country. He was cast out for many years from Vietnam, but he always held this deep love for his country and tried desperately to heal the wounds of the war that happened there. And he wrote this in one of his books. I remember he told the story. He said, when the crowded refugees' boats met with storms and pirates, if everyone panicked, all would be lost. But if one person on the boat remained calm and centered, it was enough. They showed the way for everyone else to survive. And I think about that with ourselves. It's like we could be that one person as we practice that it shows others, right? We become the light. We hold the lantern when we practice. We call on all of these energies of Tara and Chenrezig and all the deities. You can call on them to help you, to help hold this heart awakening energy, to deepen it, to follow it, to allow it to take the lead. That's a powerful statement. It reminds me also a lot of Ram Dass. I got invited just a week or so ago. As some of you might know, I teach in the Ram Dass lineage at the Be Here Now, Love, Serve, Remember Foundation. And the work that I do, I've been teaching with Jack sometimes in Hawaii or in North Carolina when they do these Ram Dass remembrance retreats. And it's so funny hearing all the stories about Ram Dass and his struggle when he first went to the ashram in India and he met his guru, Neem Karoli Baba. He would talk about how Neem Karoli Baba could see right through all of his selfish thoughts and angry thoughts. Like he was a rageaholic. Like for the first 3 years, he would go to his guru and go, I hate everybody here. And all of these what were he perceived as negativities, right? Like how could I be filled with all this greed and anger and self-grandizing and just on and on. Our minds, those mind states, right? Comparing and judging. It's so painful. And he would go to his guru and his guru would just put his hand out and just say, love, serve, and remember. That's all you have to do. And then they said he would burst into tears and be wailing for hours as his heart was opening, right? So we do go through a process here of purification. And this is met with love, because how else can we meet it as the heart lets go of its bitterness? It hurts at times. Heart medicine is not easy, everyone. If it was, the whole world would be doing this constantly, right? There is no easy path to liberation, everyone. I've tried them all. I've tried so many. There's paths that are accelerated. There are shortcuts in a way, but those shortcuts come with a danger of rapid expansion of the heart, right? So know that as you follow this, that there's a part of the purification that to not shy away from, but learn how to hold it. It took Ram Dass 5 years at his guru's feet before he became Ram Dass, everybody. 5 years of purification at just meditating, looking at his mind, seeing all the delusion, all of the ego games, right? That pushed out some and loved others. Where this is going is it's forcing us to love all beings, even the violent, even the insane, even the people who want to hurt us. We begin to extend this same care to. And that is a powerful state to be in. That is one where we are really holding the collective, the greed, the hatred, and the light. We can be very effective then when we're in that non-biased view, when we can hold everything with love. That's like the great teachings of Dzogchen, right? We hold it all in our hands. We hold it all in the heart. And that's a very powerful place to arrive to. So I'm just offering some of these reflections for everybody as to when you want to give up, don't give up. And that's another reading. I was looking at all these poems today and I was thinking about this. So I want to read a short poem by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's called Never Give Up. No matter what is going on, never give up. Develop the heart. Too much energy in your country is spent developing the mind instead of the heart. Be compassionate, not just to your friends, but to everyone. Be compassionate. Work for peace. In your heart and in the world, work for peace. And I say, never give up. No matter what is going on around you, never give up. And so His Holiness is a reminder about the longevity of the path, right? When we hit a wall, we go, oh, I'm giving up. But you can't when you get on the path of the heart. It just keeps having to, you could hit a wall, but you can break through it, right? All walls come down. And that's what we want. We want all the walls to come down. And so we don't give up. And this is something I find very inspiring. And it helps me remember that heart practice is a commitment to the long, long journey of liberation. It's not that short kind of love, it's not that conditional. And we have to remember that we are developing the capacity to have compassion. So in these moments that arrive in the future, we'll be able to hold them. We'll be able to hold people in their confusion. We'll be able to hold the destruction potentially of what happens to the earth body. We'll be able to hold it. We will weather it, right? We'll open to it. And so this is the level that when we start dropping down into the deeper ends of the ocean, we start to really discover. By the way, I want to wrap up something with my scuba diving class. Unfortunately, I never did make it out into the bay because my sister at that time, we were doing it together. She had a fear of going into the deep ocean where I was like, come on, let's do it. She started getting very panicky and like, I want to just stay in the pool. So we never made it to our finale weekend of getting certified. But at the end of the day, that was just a metaphor, right? We all can be scared of the depths of the heart and the depths of practice, but that is where the real long lasting juice is at. So try to keep going no matter what happens, whether what obstacles or emotions arise, because many do as we're going through these layers. But the heart has its own power. Once it gets really rooted, it can hold anything. And I have a lot of faith in that. It's being tested right now. It's being tested all the time. And I'm happy to say I feel like it always passed the test. I guess if there's a way to say that. I test it, but it has its own wisdom that's far, far, far deeper than what my mind can even fathom. I'm starting to see that more and more like, oh my gosh, I'm standing on the brink of a giant precipice and looking over, going, wow, this is bigger than I thought here. How glorious. So I want to take a couple of moments to see if anyone has any questions. And yes, right away. Lovely. Susanna. Hi. Uh-oh, Susanna, I don't sure. For some reason, we're not able to hear you. Do we have you unmuted? I hope so. Uh-oh, okay. Well, we'll come back, okay? Deborah, yes. You're muted. Hopefully we'll hear you.
Hi. I actually don't have a question. I just wanted to say how much everything that you said today is resonating with everything that's happening in my life right now. And I mean, I don't know how long ago you started that 30-day challenge, but it's been more than 30 days, right? It's been maybe 2 or 3 months. And it's really, really the scuba diving thing totally makes sense. Like everything. And like you can't jump in just like that. Like you have to peel back the layers slowly, you
Yeah.
know? And the daily practice is what I feel like is really helping to
Mm,
peel back those layers slowly. Like after so many, like I had like the accelerator had to be there, the retreats, they had to be there, the medicine retreats to get here. I mean, and And it feels really good. And you've been with me for what, like 15 years now?
I know. It's been such a beautiful journey of
I
like
know.
all the healing that's been happening.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like to put your heart out there into the 3D world, like and be open and vulnerable, like yeah, it's new and it's good, but like also having to be so gentle with it because you don't want to go down too fast, like in scuba diving. You have to acclimatize. So yeah. Anyways,
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And you always inspire me. Oh, thank
Thank
you, Deborah.
you.
Can you hear me now by any chance?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you
Okay, this is
now.
Susanna. Do you want me to raise my hand so
Hi.
you can see me? There I am.
Yes.
Okay, there I am. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you so much for the practice today. I really took to heart what you said today about trying to find words that help it feel more embodied for me. So I really played around with that. And this time I felt this really strong feeling of when I say, may I happy, may I be peaceful, I'm feeling the sense of asking something permission. Like I'm asking for permission to feel safe. I'm asking for permission to feel peaceful. So then I started playing with different words like, may I be connected to my birthright to feeling happy and peaceful. May I feel
Mm,
connected to everyone's birthright to feeling safe and protected. May I feel connected to all beings' right or all beings' birthright to live in peace and at ease. And that I could feel like the space behind my heart really getting like boom. I started to I could have this vibration.
nice.
So I really hadn't realized that before, that when I was saying, oh, may I have this? May I have this? I was like, oh, I don't have it. I don't have it. It's something I'm asking for. It's something I need permission for. But instead I was like, no, it's in there. I just need to connect. I just need to get in there and find it. It's there. So that was interesting for me. I wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think playing with the word, can really go in. Sometimes people really connect to may my heart be happy and peaceful. That is their doorway. Or they use the word may you be, right? They look at themselves as like looking in the mirror. I love it. I think we want to do this in the way that feels connected, right? Where the heart is feeling something. So I think you should go with that. And then you might change it. You might get all the juice out of that and be like, well, it didn't work on, a month from now. We're like, well, okay, I'll go back. And that's what we do. But it's the feeling tone that is the most important. And I love that for you, Susanna. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that's a big encouragement for others to adapt language or seeing yourself and even using ages and times and different images of yourself as a baby or an adult. All of that can make a difference in a moment where we start actually feeling that energy of warmth. I hope you're starting to feel just even 5% warmer. I was going to say 10%. So, 10% happier. Anyway, that was a joke from Dan. But 10% warmer, that's huge. Anything you can grow 10% in, I would say that's successful. So, let's see. Anyone else like to share? Baba Diva, are you able to share? Got the tech part down?
Yeah, there's always something going on in my world. Namaste with technology. And yes, I am back. So all the behind the scenes things. So yes. Yeah, we were talking earlier. I think one of the things that really resonates for me too, after especially doing this last retreat together, is making time for grief. That creates spaciousness of the heart. 'Cause I think when for me at least, when you carry so much and we all do in different ways, making that time to really kind of get clear and really be able to have that safe space and community to really kind of fall and let go of things that no longer serve. Because I find when you're holding on to so much, for me personally, like feelings that are unaddressed, it's harder to hold that open heart of compassion. It becomes almost like a burden at times. So I do find it to be extremely beautiful to have spaces like this. And when we're in the retreat space, it was so clearing. So it's almost like my heart pours out now in a deeper way. And I look forward to creating more grief practices, actually, to create more spaciousness around compassion of the heart, because I didn't realize how much grief practices and allowing myself to really feel gives me more space for compassion and self-love of self and others.
Yes, that is such a good, and that's part of the purification, right? We're letting go of what is in the heart. We're actually letting, and remember I talked about the three purification was the anger, that sorrow, which is the grief. Like we just start melting and just, I mean, I've done metta with literally water pouring out of my eyes, just like rivers, like for hours. I say that, but it was just the heart is unburdening itself. And that does make space. That is exactly right. It's like frees up the lane, the channel. Right. It's like all those tears are kind of clogged in the system. We can't feel as much or we feel the heaviness. So the more we let go of our grief, the more joy that's there. Our ancestors knew this because they would go from let go of all the grief and then this bounce back of joy, right? It would be like a slingshot or a bounce back or something of all the joy was right there. So thank you for reminding us of that, everybody. And yes, I just want to say a couple of things. Thank you so much, Baba Diva. And I want to say a couple of things. We did have this amazing retreat, and we're having another one in November. We put it on the schedule. So there's going to be another metta retreat that involves working with these medicines that accelerate. So we'll be putting up more about that. But in the meantime, I have this beautiful June retreat coming up at Big Bear, where it's with my dear friend Henry Shukman, who writes about love, his new book, Real Love. And we're going to get deep into that book. And then also Nina Rao, we're going to be doing all this chanting in the evening. So it's like a bhakti love. It's called Unfolding the Great Heart. The reason I'm mentioning it is we also have an online component. So it's very cheap, to like hardly nothing. You can sign on in and out and see us and practice with us, as it will really be a metta retreat. And so I want to just put that out there for the folks here who want to do your metta practice in June. This is coming up in like 3 weeks. So I'll be leading that with Henry, and he is just such a beautiful teacher. And so I just want to mention that, but just saying hi to all of you brings me so much joy. Thank you for your practice. I see Robert there in the background, our friend who's visiting Georgia. And let's turn off all of our microphones and just say bye to everyone, but keep going. And we're going to be here every Tuesday night. And there's tons of stuff that you can check out online, but just sending you all so much love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Spring.
Very nice.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Spring.